Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I accept things the way they are. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I love wasting. I love wasting. I get free. I reap abundantly. I already have everything I need. Wonderful is happening to me right now. Don't you feel it? Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Oh yeah, I accept things the way they are. I will. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me.
Just lighting a candle for each of the people that lost their lives in Monday's tragedy.
Hi, I'm happy.
He's doing the chicken. Now what's this for?
What is this for?
Yeah.
It's for you. You want some? This is for all the good people of this church to celebrate life.
All right.
All right.
Good morning, my name is STACI HYLTON. I'm one of the co-ministers here, and these 59 candles represent the 59 lives that were lost this past Sunday, a week ago Sunday. And so we just honor and celebrate them and know that they're in a good place. And we want our community to be safe, and we teach and preach love. So,
The centering today comes from the book, How to Speak Signs of Mind. So I ask you to take a deep breath. In the Signs of Mind, Ernest Holmes states, grace is the givenness of the Spirit to its creation, the logical result of the correct acceptance of life and a correct relationship to the Spirit. We do not have to pray for God's grace because it is already given. Grace is not a gift of God's blessing to some and not others. All are equally able to live in God's grace. The practice is for us to be mindful that Spirit is always giving itself to us because of our oneness with God. As we live fully aware of our own unity with God, in the present moment, we naturally enter the flow of life with grace and ease. So I now ask you to close your eyes and allow this truth to be your truth. And for this truth, I am so grateful. And so it is.
Comfortable for you, please close or lower your eyes as I speak in the first person. Knowing that there is one power in and through everything. Knowing that this is all love. This is God in expression. We are all God in expression. I am one with this amazing essence. God is peace and joy and love and divine right action. God is perfect wisdom, inexhaustible love, limitless abundance, safety and security, I am one with this amazing essence that is in and through me, is me as me. It is my divine birthright, and is each and every person here today's divine birthright. I am so grateful for all of the people that showed up today. I'm grateful for the Minister of Prayer team. I'm grateful for all the volunteers. I'm grateful for this center and the peace that it emanates into the universe. I know that this place is pure love. And I know this love reaches out into our community and lifts us up. And this joy and happiness and safety and security surrounds Las Vegas. Knowing that this is my truth and is the truth of each person here today. I am so grateful and thankful. And I release my word into universal law, knowing that it manifests now. And so it is.
Okay, well, my little segment that I would like to do is just to say, indeed, it has been a conscious, challenging event, a week. And we did have a prayer vigil earlier this week, which was just lovely. It was exactly what I needed. And so I'm just so glad to see so many people here today, that absolutely are the reason that the world is looking at itself. I don't know if that makes sense, but what I'm realizing is that religious scientists who have been focusing on a world that works for everyone is exactly where they need to be in the universe at this particular time. All of you are the consciousness that is creating this. And we must be that right now. Now is the time that our teaching matters most. Yeah. And so I'm so thankful that you're here. I'm so thankful that you are a part of this teaching. And we have such a lovely service plan for you. Stacy and Cheryl have put something together very, very wonderful for you. But here's my funny little joke. We have Reverend Sunshine Day. Yeah. And her lovely wife, Sunny Day. And so I think I just love God's timing. I love God's timing because this is the sunniness that we need here today. And I'm so grateful. You just, if you haven't seen or met them before, you will absolutely just fall in love. And I'm so grateful that you're here to be a part of our healing, and thank you. So I'll move out of the way.
So I need to, we don't introduce family, so, but I just wanted to say thank you for both for being here. And it is wonderful because, Sunshine, she's just so authentic, and she's such love, and she gives such love and such presence in that love. And to be, I don't know if you know, but she's spiritual leadership, big spiritual leadership, from the organizational level. And she not only talks the talk, because she can do the talk. We all know she can do the talk, but she walks her walk. And that is really an important thing, I feel, as a leader, to be able to do that. And she always is who she is. She's who she is inside and out, just pure love. And so I just so appreciate you. And Sunny, you're amazing, your voice is amazing. I love the two of you together. Thank you for being here, always. You're always welcome, you're always family.
All right. And now that we've established that it's going to be a sunshiny day, we received a gift, practitioner retreat. And they're going to take it out of that bag, and I'm going to read this. Yeah, they drew the short straw. It's from,
Cheryl, you left us with this jar.
you have the, yeah, there it is. It's from Mile High Church. And it's called a peace crane. It's a universal symbol of peace. And it says, in light of recent difficult events happening near you, we invite you to see them as a reminder that you are not alone in your pain and sorrow. Whew. This gift is a portion of the 33,215 homemade origami peace cranes created by our community during the 2017 season for nonviolence. Peace cranes from Mile High Church are an extension of the hearts of every beautiful soul who crafted them. They also represent the universal urge and vision within the heart of harmony for peace and well-being for all people. The director of this project, Reverend Shannon O'Hurley, shared, Mile High Church peace cranes are physical symbols of our unwavering vision and commitment to peace in our lifetime for all people everywhere. So we accept this gift and we're grateful for it.
So now, without further ado, please welcome Reverend Sunshine Day.
Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Patty. Good morning, beloveds.
Good morning.
I greet you in the name of love. I love what Stacy said. We don't introduce family, so I was like, okay, I'm ready. I was like, wait. I'm ready. I also bring to you love and good tidings from the ministers of Centers for Spiritual Living. I had the honor and the pleasure and the great opportunity to spend a week in Asheville, North Carolina at the ministers' gathering. And there we were, about 120 ministers and their spouses, and we held you up. We held you up in love, knowing that right where you are, God is. And what an amazing opportunity we had as ministers to rest, rejuvenate, and be reminded of the truth of who we are. To be reminded of what our job is in spiritual community. And I say job, but really the last letter of that is actually why. What our joy is in spiritual leadership. Because it is indeed a joy to be able to live these principles that we teach and to live them so fiercely and so powerfully that others are drawn to love, to light, to abundance, to peace, to prosperity, and to be able then to share these spiritual tools. Because Centers for Spiritual Living is not just a term of who we are, but each of us now gets to be a center for spiritual living. Right where you are is the Center for Spiritual Living. This is not a place where we just come to on Sundays and get poured into. Yes, I'm going to pour truth into you, believe me. You won't recognize yourself by the time you leave today. But you will recognize in each and every moment that you are a center for spiritual living. And it will be your joy to be that. If you don't quit. I think it was Sunny Day who posted on her Instagram the other day. You know, she's a fitness trainer. Did you see her arms?
Yeah.
It's interesting because loving your body and being fit physically has its equivalent to being fit spiritually. And so her posts most of the time are about our physical fitness, and yet, you know, when I read them, I'm an interpreter, and I read them in terms of our spiritual fitness. And so who we are today, and when I was talking about if we don't quit, is really this. She posted the other day on Instagram, it's a slow process, but quitting won't speed it up. And you know, the talk title for today is Undefended Love. It's a slow process, but quitting won't speed it up. In times of trouble and turmoil, and when things don't go our way, and wow, sometimes it's a lot when things don't go our way, we are centers for spiritual living. And we get to stand in the truth that right where we are, God is. And God is love. So in the midst of chaos, strife, the numbers in the bank account don't look like what we want it to look like, we must be love. Truly, truly, we can't help but be love. That is who we are. But because we forget, I think I taught that to you the last time I was here, right? Sign language, forget. It's almost like wiping the memory. We forget the truth of who we are. We allow what we hear in the news, what people are gossiping about. We allow lies to take over our life. Now I can see, truly, truly, that maybe when we're young and people tell us things, that we might believe them. You know, people's fears, our parents' fears, or what they believe. But as adults now, we have an opportunity, or as young people, we have an opportunity to begin to think critically and to really begin to practice truth with a capital T. And that truth is, there's one power, one presence, one life. That life is God. That life is my life now. You see, we're created in the image and likeness of love. Period. It's who we are. So we don't have time, like Marianne Williamson says, we don't have time, Williams says, we don't have time to play small. I was reminded this week that as a minister, that I don't have the luxury to be mad at somebody. Including the shooter, including the person who broke into the home, including the person who keyed a car, including that person who broke your heart and left, including the. You fill in the blank. We don't have that luxury. Ricky Byers-Beckwith, in her song that we all sang, come on now, don't be singing songs you don't believe in. You know, don't be singing, you know, it feels good on Sunday, and then we walk out on Monday all mad, with rocks in our shoes. We just sang seriously, God used me. And she says that God is the love that heals all creation. Hello? God is in your seat. You are God in human form, human expression. You are the love that heals all creation. You don't have time. We don't have the luxury to be doing or being or expressing in any other way. I like it when O.C. Smith used to say, is this the English speaking group? Hello? You don't have time to be any other way. There you go. Can I get an amen someplace? Yeah. We don't have that luxury. We are creating a world that works for everyone, and in doing that, we get to be that. And then you go, yeah, sunshine, you don't know what happened. You just don't know. If you had my problems, if you were in my situation, maybe you wouldn't be laughing. Oh, believe me. This little Latina girl from the Bronx, growing up poor, father dying at age 4, being molested as a child, mistreated, abused, racially pushed to the side. Are you kidding me? Drug addiction at 18. Are you kidding me? These are circumstances and outward appearances and conditions that are presented in our human form to remind us the truth of who we are, not to keep us down.
Amen. A woman.
Yes. Amen. We cannot allow ourselves to focus on the problem. In Asheville this week, I had an opportunity to become a fire walker. And a group of us ministers were there as Dr. John Waterhouse prepared and helped us to prepare this beautiful, beautiful fire with wood and hay and accelerant to make it really hot. And I was reminded in my prayers as we prayed together and as we took on our prayer ties, as we were together in spiritual practice, reminding ourselves of the truth of who we really are, that we're so much bigger than any life situation or circumstance, and that love is always the answer. I don't have to defend my love for you. I just get to be love and allow the love that I am to shine forth. And as minister after minister continued to walk the fire, we were presented with this opportunity to simply stand before the fire and ask, is this mine to do? You know, the fire is very symbolic of our problems, of some of the heat and the flame that can destroy or that can light up any circumstance or situation. And one of the things that I noticed is that when people stood before the fire, as they looked at the fire path, it was about 5 or 6 steps, 8 if you're really short.
Amen.
I'm just including everybody here. What I noticed and observed that as people focused on the fire, the answer that they got was no, not now. But as folks stood before the fire and looked on the other side, which were the loving arms of Dr. John Waterhouse, just there to receive those who crossed that path. Those that kept their eye on the outcome, on the truth, were simply able to walk the path. Now, as I stood there, I turned within and asked if this is mine to do. And in that turning within, I was given 3 things. I now surrender all that no longer serves me. Powerful. Are you willing to surrender that which no longer serves you?
Yes.
Holding on to smallness. There we go. We got one. Can I get 2? Can I get 2? Can I get 2? I got 1. I got 1. Can I get 2? Can I get 2? Oh, I got 2. Can I get 3? Can I get 3? I got 3. I got 3. Can I get 4? Are we so bold and so steeped in our knowing that love is always the answer, that we're willing to let go of those things? They don't serve you. I'm not saying I'm willing to let go of everything that's, my abundance and my joy. I wasn't saying, hey, I'm willing to let that go. I was saying, hey, I'm willing to let go, and I now release that which no longer serves me. Why do we want to hang on to things that no longer serve us? Hate doesn't serve us. Being mad at folks, that does not serve us. Playing small does not serve us. Doubt, fear, this idea of separation does not serve us. Let it go. It ain't Louis Vuitton luggage, it's Louis Vuitton. It's fake, it's a fraud, it's a counterfeit. It ain't luggage, it's baggage. Let that baggage go, beloved. Let it go. Anything unlike love is not worth it. The second thing I got was, I love my wife, Sunny Day. Go figure, she wasn't there, but there she was, present, fully. Undefended love. When we can stand in love and just say, this is who I love. This is who I love. Just being able to stand in that love. Unapologetically. And the third thing I got is I walk powerfully through life. Boom, boom, boom. Just by asking, is this mine to do? The insight, that was the insight. I haven't been in my spiritual community in 2 weeks. I've been out of my pulpit for 2 weeks, and I get the opportunity to be here with you, and last week I was camping. Getting rejuvenated and rested. And you know what? The minister that's coming back to Downey Center for Spiritual Living, they have no clue the fire that I'm coming with, the love that I'm coming with, and the love that I'm bringing because you're here. Because you are here and are willing to be centers for spiritual living individually and collectively. And I walked through that fire. It was about 6 steps for me. And at some point, because I was so ready and determined to be in the arms of love, again, just like I've been in the arms of love this morning, because you have embraced me, and you have been in the arms of love as we have embraced. I can't help but be love. And the minute you accept that you can't help, that that you are loved because you are God in human form, and begin to live from that place and let go of the things that no longer serve you, watch out, world. Talk about an accelerant. We are the accelerant. We are bringing these spiritual tools to humanity that we might remind ourselves and each other of the love that we are. Now, mind you, in no sense of the word am I perfect at this. There are times when I get to be reminded. And because I'm a minister, I get to grow publicly. Sometimes it's in the podium and sometimes it's just out in life. But I'll share with you that the moment we're able to get off of it and not let our pride and our ego get to us, we can move forward quickly and we can begin to supersize the love that we are and really have love be the reality. This is the reality, beloveds. This is what's real. What's out there is not real. What happened last Sunday, that's news. It's news because it's an oddity. It's not normal. That's why it's news. This is what's normal. Our day-to-day living, our loving one another, this is reality. And as we bring this reality everywhere we go, we normalize this. Sunny and I were in Hawaii last month. And of course, we're taking these sad pictures, at the airport on the way back because we don't want to leave. Quality problems, right? Science of mind ministers. Here we go. And at some point, I forgot that I was loved. And here we are going through the airport and I'm just fussing at Sunny. Yeah, me fussing. And of course, an airline personnel with all the aloha stuff tapped me on the hand and said, "Honey, this is aloha. You must have the aloha spirit." The inside of me wanted to say, whatever, you don't know what I'm going through right now. This is important to fuss about. But because I so deeply believe that was God, what did Ricky say? God is the love that heals all creation. That was God healing all creation. That was her reminding me, hey, yeah, you don't get to live here, but you still get to be loved, girlfriend. And the sooner we can get off of it, all I could say to her was thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. And then take a moment and remind myself of the truth. And then get complete with this beautiful beloved that I get to call my spouse. And then get to have a great plane ride home with all the memories that we created. And then planning our next vacation and talking about what we're going to do when we get home. But sometimes we get those little reminders to be aloha, to be love. And be gracious enough to just say thank you. And get off it. And be in it. And be of it. I adore you. This is my Las Vegas family. Even the new folks here. And we get to love. We don't get to pick and choose who we love. We get to love God as the divine humanity that we are. Each and every one. The 58 and the 1. We get to love who He is. We get to watch the stories that we tell about who He is, or who they were, the 58, or who we are. And we get to say, wow, what an opportunity to really recognize the love that I am, the love that we are. We get an opportunity to stand in the truth that life is eternal. And that everything, beloveds, everything is in divine order, just as it appears and just as it appears not. You are love. Act like it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And so it is.
Need some sound here, guys.
As we hold the hand to the left of us and the hand to the right of us, whether we're holding a hand at all or simply knowing that God is present in, as, and through us, and that we are the love, that we are that love that heals all creation, that it is indeed this love, this powerful love that is so palpable, that is so filling, that is so healing, that we get an opportunity to just be. And as we be it, as we shine it, as we express the love that we are, we give others permission to express, be, and shine the love that they are. So it is with open hearts, it is with open hands, it is with this consciousness that we simply bless the lives that these candles represent, that we recognize that we are the love that heals, and that we act like it, that we express it freely. So I give thanks and in deep appreciation for the love that we are and that we feel and that we share. We simply allow it to heal the world. So for this and so much more, we give abundant thanks. And together we say, and so it is, and so it shall be.
Love
after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I know this in my mind. I feel it in my body. And